Well, hello and welcome everybody. August 21st. Wow. 203rd edition of Speaking of Zane. We hit a 4-year anniversary this month. 4 years we've been doing this crazy thing. And I'm not tired of it yet. So we'll keep going. But good to have you all in here tonight for Speaking of Zane, where we make sure that he's not forgotten by speaking his name. And that's all you got to do. They say a person dies twice, once when they take their last breath, and again if their name is no longer spoken, and we are not about to do that. So we will say Zane McDonald for the rest of our lives anyway. And speaking of that, did you guys see I posted in the Speaking of Zane Facebook group the video clip of Aaron Bartles, our friend up in Michigan, who orchestrates the Running to Honor that we just did a few weeks ago. And Aaron started out the actual on-site 5K, Running to Honor, by reading the names of the fallen. And he is such a great guy. He has added Zane's name to the list of the fallen. And he read out very specifically the list of those who passed after returning from war, and Zane was on the list. And when I hear his name, I just I don't know, I had this range of emotion when I hear the name Zane or the name Zane McDonald. But yeah, so go check that out at Speaking of Zane Facebook group. They did that before the race. They 7 a.m. that day, Aaron read the names of the fallen there before they went and did the 5K run. So good on you, Aaron. Thank you. Aaron's often here with us. Well, let's do a little roll call here. I know we've got some folks here. Colin Krim's in there. For those that don't know, Colin Krim was our squadron commander at the 513th AMS, at least the period of time that I was there, or at least for a bit of it. And I got a chance to see Colin at the 10th Acts reunion in San Antonio a few years ago. And I think it's true, Colin, that I'll get a chance to see you again next month at the reunion in Branson. I think you're going to be there, but I look forward to seeing you again, shaking your hand. How about that, all these years later? Let's see, Daryl's in there. Daryl hasn't been feeling too good. Daryl, put something in the chat there and tell us how the heck you're feeling, Daryl. Daryl wasn't doing so good this past week, but it sounds like he is on the mend after going to see the doc and getting prescribed some meds there. So hopefully, Daryl, you are okay. Steve Shirley's in there. Well, there's my friend Kelly Kowal, who I was just texting with a few minutes ago. You may recall Kelly is a Gold Star mother of Specialist Corey Kowal, who was killed in Afghanistan 2010. Kelly was it 2010 or 2009? Anyway, you all know Kelly. She's come and spoken with us before, and she is the founder of My Warrior's Place, a place that Lori and I love so much. In fact, Lori was just down there a month or so ago. But good to see you, Kelly. More about My Warrior's Place a little bit later, a little update on some of the things I was talking about. There's Terry Bass, my old Air Force buddy. Carl Keyhouse is in there in Missouri. Brenda Lusk up in Michigan. Lori is in there from downstairs. We've got our little granddaughter Carson with us until Tuesday. And so Lori has had a full day of Miss Carson, who's almost 3. What is she, almost 3, Lori? But she is an absolute tornado. But she has a good bedtime regimen, though. I tell you, we are so lucky. And when it comes time for bed, we go through this multi-stepped process, and she is out. She's just down the hallway from me on this level, and she's sound asleep. But Lori is now getting an opportunity to catch her breath. Ken is in there. Hey, Ken, from Central Florida. Jim Miller's in there. Jimbo, how's it going, buddy? Aunt Paula's in there from down near Tampa. Hey, Aunt Paula. All right, let's see. Matt Aaron's in there. Matt's one of Zane's battle buddies up in Michigan. Oh, it's Katie. It says, she says, hey, guy, this is Katie, but I'm here with Matt. Okay, great. Hey to both of you. Good to have you in there. Let's see. There's my dad in there. Hey, Dad, Mac Marine. Dad's been under the weather too, Dad and my sister, but they are on the mend, I'm told. And my mom was in the hospital. I gave an update on her last week. They brought her home and bringing her back. Kathy Cobb's in there. Yeah, 2009, Kelly. Yeah, I know it was. I get it mixed up because I know it was September, and I try to remember Zane didn't get to Iraq until December of 2009, and then was there for most of 10. Let's see. Daryl says he's improving quite a bit. Wanted to visit Wanda. I saw that, but wasn't able to. It's about a 30-mile plus drive for Daryl, so it's not like it's around the corner. Oh, Dan Jeffers is in there, another teammate of mine. All right. Well, good to have everybody in there. Good crowd tonight. And I know we have a lot of people that watch the recording as well on the Speaking of Zane Facebook group and on YouTube as well. Well, let's see. What do we got going? I've been given this house fire update. Our neighbors had a house fire back in March in the middle of the day. I was here and the lightning struck it. Lightning didn't strike the house, but it struck near the house and it went in the house and caught the inside on fire. And so since March, the house has been empty. But there's a good report today. Actually, I cut their grass yesterday for them. But they have a building permit on the front window and a porta potty has been delivered. So that's a good sign that they're about to start rebuilding. And I'm guessing it's going to take a year or more to rebuild the inside of that house. It's like gutted. You can see from the basement through the attic. It's 3 levels. Anyway, I will keep you guys updated on that. Not that you care, but I do. That gives me something to talk about. Let's see. What else is going on here? Weight loss update. Weight loss update. Those of you that haven't seen me in a while, Kelly, you haven't seen me in a while. Since the last time you saw, I have lost 55 pounds on my way to 56. I posted a picture of my belt. It was on the fat. It was on the fat hole, and I've made it all the way back to the skinny hole. And so my belt has gone the full range over this 55 pounds. So my next big goal, well, my goal for next week is 56 pounds, but I want to get to 60. I want to say I've lost 60 pounds. How about that? So we'll see how things go. I got some more I could lose, but I'm feeling really good. Well, thank you, Ken. I appreciate that. And I know my neighbors do too. So I'll keep you updated there on that. All right, let's see. What else is going on around here? Just, I didn't have a lot of chores this weekend. I did my normal stuff around the house here. And like I mentioned, Carson's been here today. Everett was here for the weekend, our 5-year-old grandson. Yeah, college football is about to start, but we ain't done with the Braves yet. We still got about 40 games left. And the Braves have been on a pretty good run till today. They lost to the Astros, but yesterday's game was a walk-off hit in the 11th. Good game. One of my students who's in town was at the game. All right, let's see. Oh, shout out to my sister Kathy. I don't know if my sister. I don't have a sister named Kathy. My cousin Kathy. Lori devised a little sneaky surprise for my dad and my sister, and ordered some dinner for him yesterday. And it turns out they don't have Grubhub, Uber Eats, or DoorDash, or any of that in the booming metropolis of Fitzgerald, Georgia, believe it or not. And so we got a hold of my cousin, Kathy, who lives there. And my cousin, Kathy, I asked her, I said, hey, Lori's going to order some food for Dad and Sharon. Would you mind picking it up and deliver it? And she said, absolutely not. So kudos to Kathy for being our personal DoorDash driver. I think we take that for granted in the big city. But down in Fitzgerald, they don't have that. But let's see. I've got a box I'm shipping to my daughter Charlotte that was just here, and she said, hey Dad, they don't believe that boiled peanuts are a real thing up here, and I want to make some boiled peanuts for a housewarming party. And so she said, can you buy a bag of raw peanuts and send them to me? So I've got a bunch of peanuts I'm going to ship to Seattle, Washington tomorrow, and introduce the state of Washington to boiled peanuts. Actually, I'm just going to send the peanuts. Charlotte's going to boil them next weekend. How about that? Yeah, let's see. Look at the chat here. Yeah, Jimbo, no plumbing. I had no plumbing to do this weekend. Thank God, knock on wood, because water is my enemy. Ask Lori. It has been our entire marriage. But fortunately, have not had to. But I am very, what do you call it? Paranoid about plumbing. So much so that I have positioned, I may have mentioned this, but I've got water sensors scattered around the house. Let me see if you can, doggone it, you're not going to be it. There we go. So I've got 5 sensors scattered in 5 likely areas of leakage. I know you can't see that. It's not going to clear up, but I've got these sensors, and if they sense water, they will not only emit a very annoying alarm, audible alarm, but they will send me an email and they will send me a notification to my phone. That's how paranoid I am about water. Yeah, Jim, no plumbing this weekend, thank goodness. There's my Aunt Cindy, who I love, over in Alabama. Hey, Aunt Cindy, glad you could make it. Good to have you in there. Aunt Paula's in there. Say hi to Aunt Paula. Aunt Cindy's in there. Who'd have thought 50 years ago, young little Tommy, you guys would be attending his live stream, 50 years later. How about that? All right, Dan Jeffers loves boiled peanuts. Well, I'll tell you what, once when I was stationed in Offutt in Omaha, Nebraska, I had my mom send me some peanuts, and there was one guy that liked them, and that's my buddy Frank Williams, and he's from North Carolina. But I didn't mind that people. I would always let people try boiled peanuts, and I didn't mind if they didn't like them because that meant more for me. and Anyway, I love boiled peanuts. I've got a pot on right now downstairs. In fact, I buy this big 10 pound. I don't know if it's 10 pound bag. It costs $10, but it's like a 10 pound bag or a 20 pound bag of raw peanuts. I've got some boiling downstairs. I'm glad you like them, Dano. Let's see. So I mentioned there's Aunt Cindy. Okay, Dad said thanks for dinner. Yeah, absolutely. And you got a Marine. Okay, I'm going to add that to the list. The Thank a Vet Challenge. Dad thanked a fellow Marine at the Lowe's. I meet a lot of vets at the Lowe's. Full show. All right, let's see. What else do we got going? I mentioned the 10th Acts reunion coming up later in September. But before that, got a retirement ceremony. I've got a friend of mine who I met in Savannah when we lived there who's retiring from the Air Force, and he invited me to his retirement ceremony. It's in Williamsburg, Virginia, which is just up the road from where our Virginia grandkids are. So it happens to be Labor Day weekend, leading into Labor Day weekend. Lori and I will drive up there on the Wednesday. Retirement ceremony's on Thursday, and I think we're going to stay Friday, Saturday, drive home Sunday. That's the plan so far. So we'll let you guys know how that goes. And then I've got a work trip. I know about a work trip in September. I'm going to Denver, believe it or not. First time I've been to Denver for a little bit, a few years anyway. But I'll be out there in September, like September 20th, something like that. Oh, Aunt Paula's chiming in there too. Well, good. Well, let me tell you what. Let me take a little pause here and update the Thank a Vet Challenge real time here. So Aunt Paula's got a Marine and an Air Force vet. There you go. And then Dad got a Marine. All right. And good stuff there. And Lori, okay, yeah, let me call out Lori. So Lori was trying to help an old veteran at the, I think she was at the Kroger, and he was having trouble or something getting stuff in his car. Lori walked over but stepped in a pothole and fell. I don't know if she ever got to thank him, but her heart was in it. So we're going to count that. I'll add that to the list. Stick with me while I update the stats real time. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. I think I got it there. All right. Let's see. Okay, let's see. I thought we might have, let's see. Let me scroll back through the chat here. I always have an eye out for Daryl and Ken on the hat of the week. So let me see if you guys can see. I should have wore this hat of the week last week because I mentioned pilotballcaps.com. Pilotballcaps.com is the hat of the week because our friend Spud McClure, retired tanker pilot and retired Delta captain and purveyor of pilotballcaps.com, they had an anniversary of their business last week. So this one's for you, Spud. Spud sometimes catches the show. So pilotballcaps.com. All right, let's see. Steve says he thanked a Vietnam vet the other day while he was visiting an antique store. All about the looking glass in the Cold War. Awesome. All right. Good stuff, Steve. Great report there. So I'm going to add Steve's thank you there. Navy vet, Navy Vietnam vet. Matt got thanked today. All right. Trying to catch a puppy that escaped from down the street. Puppies, I tell you. Our little dog of Lori's, his name is Dougal. He's a little miniature schnauzer. I think that's what he is. So far, he's not run away. But we'll see. I'll never be able to catch that little fella. He's so quick, but he's not run away yet. So we'll see. Yeah, Daryl got it. Pilotballcaps.com. Okay, Ken, thank the Vietnam vet. All right, I'm getting them all in here now. So that's good because I thought we were going to be at a 0 thank yous for the week. But we are not at 0 thank yous. All right. Well, thank you, gang. Total that up. And I appreciate you guys doing that with us. It's so fun to hear you guys share about your interactions and stuff. Good stuff. Oh, okay, Katie. Katie was saying Matt was just home from his guard duty. Okay. He's in full uniform chasing the dog down the street. Should have captured that on video there, Katie. That'd have been fun to laugh at. Watch. All right, so let's see what we got here. So how about this week in military history? I just have a few items. I know this past week, August 16th, 1940, for you Army types, was the first. August 16th, 1940 was the first official Army parachute jump. So for all you paratroopers, happy anniversary. Now, those of us in the Air Force, most of us in the Air Force anyway, if we were jumping out of the airplane, that meant something was wrong. But we routinely threw you guys out the back. So happy Army parachute jump day. All right, so a couple days, let's see, fast forward to 1945, on August 14th, 1945 was VJ Day, Victory in Japan Day. How about that? It's an often overlooked day. We always talk about VE Day, which is in July, right? June, is it June or July, guys? First couple of days of June or July, but VJ Day, August 14th, 1945. Which makes sense because we've been talking the last few weeks about the Enola Gay and dropping the atomic bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Okay, let's see. Aunt Cindy says that she's got 2 church members that are deployed. Matthew Bruce, who I know we have mentioned before, he must be on another rotation. And is that Kiki Wilson? We'll definitely keep them in our prayers, Aunt Cindy. Give them our regards. All right, let's see. So, August 26th of last year. Who remembers what happened August 26th of last year? We'll talk about this maybe again next week, but that's the day we lost 13 service members during that disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan. August 26th, 13 service members, most of them Marines. We had a soldier. But yeah, terrible situation there. And I noticed, and Jimbo, thank you for sharing this. The fine folks down at Beaver Lake, Nebraska, just south of Omaha, where Marine Corporal Dagan Page hailed from. They made a special acknowledgement of Corporal Page by naming a crossroad there at Beaver Lake for him called Dagan Page Way. So that was a nice thing for them to do. And that's Dagan Page is the Marine that is buried at Omaha National Cemetery that Jimbo goes and sees pretty regular. But yeah, just a terrible day, August 26th, when we lost those 13 in that blast. Should have never happened. All right, Veteran Cemetery Challenge. Speaking of Omaha National Cemetery, Jimbo made a visit. Actually, I think this visit was from the week before, but we didn't count it. So Jim forgot to tell us about it. But so Jim gets on the board for another visit to Omaha National Cemetery. Jimbo, thank you for remembering Corporal Page. And of course, I know you go and see our fellow Looking Glass crew member, Todd Vanderwerken, each time you visit too. But thank you for doing that and always letting us know about it. And he will never be forgotten, Corporal Dagan Page. Dagan Page Way down at Beaver Lake. Also, another connection. His father works for a company called Cisco Systems. It's a company I used to work for, a company that I interact with a lot still. And his dad's an engineer there at Cisco. I didn't know that for the longest time, but okay, let's see. So we're up to 660 visits this small group of patriots has made to visit veterans that are buried at national cemeteries, state cemeteries, wherever they rest. And I appreciate you guys doing that with us. I sure do. All right, we'll see. Down to the Thank a Vet Challenge. You guys have filled it in nicely. Steve got the Navy vet, Navy Vietnam vet. Had a good chat with him. Lori got a near miss, but we're going to call it a thank you. She tried to get over there and thank him until she bit the dust. Thank God she didn't break anything. Aunt Paula thanked a Marine and an Airman. Thank you, Aunt Paula. Ken thanked a Vietnam vet. My dad thanked a fellow Marine. How about that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 thank yous this week. And we are at a total of 1,586 veterans, service members, first responders that we have said thank you to since we started doing this. Wow, how about that? And a lot of you guys have remarked how it looks like it probably made their day in a lot of cases. There's been a couple of grumpy ones, but for the most part, people are either surprised, shocked, amazed, or appreciative when they hear thank you for serving. I got thanked at the Kroger by a young man yesterday, and it always feels good to have somebody acknowledge. And anyway, you guys have certainly done your part 1,586 times since we started doing that. All right, well, let's see. I already mentioned in the organization section, by the way, if you guys come across an organization that's doing great work for veterans, first responders, service members, tell us about it. Let's share it. And tell us about it so we can share it. And I mentioned running to honor and Aaron and reading the names of the fallen. Aaron, thank you so much for everything you do up there in Michigan. And then I mentioned Kelly. Kelly's on here tonight down at my Warriors Place. Actually, one of my colleagues, who's also an Air Force vet, got a chance to go by my Warriors Place this last week, meet with Kelly, do some preliminary recon on the work that we're doing out there for her network, for her Wi-Fi and guest access and all that stuff. And she's in the process of bringing in one internet provider and getting rid of another internet provider and consolidating some of the connectivity there so she can save some money. So there's been a bit of work done in the planning of this by the gentleman who I've had the opportunity to correspond with, but he's just not able to continue with it. So I volunteered to pick it up from here, and me and a bunch of my colleagues at work who have come out to my Warriors Place on at least 2 occasions, some of them 3, and understand what that place is all about and have volunteered. Anyway, my buddy Dale went out there last week. He had some time and made a few changes and some in advancing us in the right direction. We're starting at this a little bit blind, so we're having to learn about things, and we have a little bit of information. We're having to stitch some things together and assume a few things, and we're going to get some things wrong, but we're going to work it all out. We're going to get this thing top notch, and Kelly can start saving some money out there, as much as maybe $800 or $1,000 a month if we consolidate the way that we're thinking. So it's absolutely worth it. But she's been gracious in letting us. We can't do it full time because we all have jobs, and we we're sort of learning some things about it along the way. So we're having to do a little trial and error. Anyway, Dale got a lot done and moved us in the right direction. And now at least we have visibility remotely into things out there, which is helpful. So I can actually, from my home office here, I can remote into across the internet into Kelly's network there and see what's going on. In fact, I made some changes yesterday so that the guests there could get on the internet, something that we did out there, or maybe it's connected, maybe it's not, we don't know yet, that couldn't get on the internet. So I was able to remote in and actually set up some new things and got Kelly to test there anyway. So they're temporarily up and running okay. And so now Kelly made me aware today that there's a guy staying there at the moment, an active duty Coast Guardsman who's staying there in his RV. And turns out he knows IT. So Kelly's hooking us up, and I'm going to have him, I'm going to talk with him tomorrow, and he's going to go reset a few things for us, which I think is going to help us see the other devices. Anyway, it's a lot of technical stuff. Anyway, so we got a guy there now that Kelly's connected me with, and maybe that'll help us out quite a bit as well. And we can get things to the end state eventually. All right, let's see. Kelly says they're doing a duck race fundraiser in September. Okay, called the Duck Duck Derby. 14 different teams, one for each branch of the service. Veteran Duck Team, Gold Star Team. That's cool. Okay, go to, what is it, Kelly? www.myduck.org. I'm afraid to. Okay, so follow Kelly's chat there, www.myduck.org. The Ducked Up Derby. Okay. All right. Well, we'll check that out, Kelly. I'll put that on the Facebook page too. Ken feels speaking of Zane challenge coming on. Yeah, Ken says, does My Warriors Place need funds? Ken says, help this process along. Well, maybe they always need funds for different things there, Ken, but I'll let you know. I think all the equipment has been purchased and most of it put in place. But unfortunately, the guy that was helping with that can't do it anymore. So that's how we got involved. And it's kind of the line of work that we're in. But there's a lot of vague stuff to it. We have to figure things out as we go. But we'll get her done. But I think we have everything, Ken, that we need. It's just a matter of time, of getting some focus to do a little research. We got to do some documentation. We got to reset some things and get things to the state where Kelly can disconnect the old internet and they can be totally running on the new. But okay, let's see. So yeah, so maybe we'll. Lori says, should we do we should be Zane the Duck team. Okay, we'll check it out, Kelly, and see at www.myduck.org, and we'll see what that is all about. All right. Well, thank you, Ken. Look at that, Kelly. Ken's a retired Air Force officer. There, Ken. Ken, meet Kelly. Kelly, meet Ken. Ken lives over in Central Florida, and a great guy. Ken and I have never met face to face, but I feel like we know each other. We've been on here for a couple of years, and he knows friends of mine, colleagues of mine. But Ken was a missile guy. Ken was a missile officer. They let that guy in charge of nuclear missiles. How about that? But good stuff. All right. Well, Kelly, I'm glad that you are in here tonight and shared that duck information with us. I know that you're also having a softball. There's a celebrity softball game or something in November. So I know Lori's talking about coming down for that. Okay, let's see. So that is it for the organizational updates. I don't have any news. We always like to highlight anyone that we may have lost in combat or lost in training. I didn't see any this week, thank God. But I did see a related item. The Air Force has stood down all of their CV-22 Ospreys, the tilt rotor aircraft, the ones that we've had trouble with. The Air Force has stood them down until they get this clutch issue figured out. The Marine Corps is going to keep flying there, so it's crazy. But anyway, stay tuned. I'll watch that pretty closely. But we've lost a couple. We've lost a couple this year, and some Marines too. All right. Well, let's see. All right. Good stuff. We're coming down. Yeah, we'll be down there probably before November. I mean, I'm going to go down there. I think if I can get this Coast Guard guy to help me out, that'll help me see what I'm dealing with. And then I can get my team out there, or Lori and I can come down. May not be till October, but we will be there certainly before November. Okay. All right. Good stuff. Well, hey, good session tonight. Hope everybody has a really good week. I think I covered everything I wanted to cover tonight, but have a great week. Make it count. If you see somebody hobbling around with a Vietnam vet hat, stop and thank them, or anybody with a veteran hat on or a uniform. My goodness, there's enough people in this country that don't care about our military or those that have served, but we sure do, and you guys sure do. That's for sure. All right, well, have a great week, and we'll look forward to seeing everybody next Sunday night once again for Speaking of Zane. Love you too, Aunt Cindy, and God bless. Remember, we can't help everybody, but everybody can help somebody. All right, we'll see you guys later. God bless.